Here are the principles we followed when we designed the pitch deck we used and helped a pre-startup raise $100,000 in just 4 months. Little bit of context: this business is in the sports and entertainment industry, specifically high performance sports, and we were seeking $100,000 so that we could be able to go into full scale manufacturing of this product. So what investors actually want to see: they want to understand your business first, to believe in the vision and the founder that you are gonna pull this off confidently, to trust that this is a big and fundable market, and to see traction or a pathway to it. The goal is really simple: to make it clear, believable, and simply exciting when they read your pitch deck. Like, this is the next big disruptor in your particular industry. So this is the proven 10 slide sequence we used to raise our capital. The first slide is the vision and the intro slide, the problem, the solution, the market size, the product, the traction you've got, the business model you're gonna use, the go-to-market strategy of how you're gonna acquire clients, and the pathway to it, the team behind your startup or company, and how much funds do you really need, and what are you gonna do with the funds once you get them. So the common mistakes you should avoid is too much text in your pitch deck. It shouldn't be cluttered. It should be simple to read. Since we came to see that most investors actually look at your pitch deck when they're on the phone, or even sometimes when they're on the move. So they should be able to read your pitch deck easily. Most pitch decks don't have an emotional hook, like they don't build conviction one slide after another one. They just show vague metrics. They don't have the urgency of why now, like you need the money now. They have generic team slides and no clear ask. So the pitch deck must be clear in 60 seconds, be emotional and logically compelling, show founder conviction, and make the investor say once they read it, well, I must invest in this. This is the next big thing. So a pitch deck is not about dumping everything you know. It's about framing $1 billion opportunity in 10 to 12 slides and making the investor believe you are the one to build it. So this is what goes behind an investor's mind when they are reading your deck. Like, is this a big market? Is this the right time? Does this founder get it? Can I trust them to execute? So the deck needs to answer these questions without you in the room, or even if they forward the deck to their partners or a fellow angel investor, your deck should be able to answer all these questions with ease. So for our pitch deck, for example, we had to iterate several times. We had to use Hotjar for this so we could track the scroll depth, like how long were they scrolling, which slides were being read and which ones were being jumped over, how long the deck was being read, so that we could come up with a deck that was optimized and the investors really understood our company really, really well. So we didn't just show information, we stacked belief. Each slide was a chapter building to the conclusion. If you miss this deal, you'll regret it. And every slide built to create belief and trust. So the first slide is the vision. Like, the purpose of it is to create immediate clarity and inspiration. For instance, you could just say, we're building the Shopify for AI agent. Simple. It should be short and bold, like something memorable, even if you ask them later in the meeting, like, what are we really building? They'll be able to tell you easily. And maybe an optional logo or a tagline. The second slide is the problem slide. So the purpose of this slide is to show the pain that must be solved using your solution. You can tell a short founder story or use data to back it up. You highlight the urgency and the stakes at it. Use real quotes or numbers. For example, you can say 85% of sales email never get opened. Founders are burning time with no response. You should make it emotionally expensive to ignore. The third slide is the solution. This is where you introduce your product as the obvious solution to this pain point. You should tie directly to the pain you just showed. You show how it's 10 times better, faster, or even cheaper. And you should use visuals or a 1 minute demo if possible. So like we build product for founders, a LinkedIn outreach platform that gets you investor replies in days, not weeks. You don't get too technical, you just show this is the problem, this is the outcome that you will get once you use our tool. The market size. You should prove that the opportunity is big and fundable. Show the total addressable market with visual clarity. You can cite sources like CB Insight, McKinsey, or even Statista. So, and if the market is like small because some SaaSes are in very tiny market, you can stack verticals or show the expansion path you plan to use. Slide 5, the product. And okay, the purpose is to help investors visualize it working in real life. You can show screenshots, flow diagrams, short demo clips, or even highlight features that solve the core pain. And if you have testimonials, way better. This shows that your product has already been tested in the market and the users have already given their feedback. The traction. The purpose is to prove you're not just an idea. You can show the revenue, your users, or even the wait list that you've got and the case studies you've got. A timeline of growth milestones and early customer quotes or even retention metrics. Like you've got 12K monthly recurring revenue with 20 paying customers in 3 months. And if you have no traction, you can show proof of demand like waitlist, LOIs, or even the number of beta testers and the feedback they gave when they tested your product. The business model. You should show how you'll make money and how you're gonna scale. Like for example, the pricing model. Is it freemium or usage based? The customer lifetime value versus the CAC. Any upsells you've got inside your product, the channels, or enterprise models you're gonna offer. The simple is better here. So show you have thought it through of how you're gonna make money and how the investors are like, well, if you give this amount of money, this maybe if you got this amount of clients, this is what you're gonna be making. Walk them through that. Your go-to market strategy. You should show how you'll grow predictably, like what channels you're using, like maybe you're gonna use cold email, paid ads, content, partnership. You should lay it out here very simply, like who your early users are, what has worked already, and the timeline of growth tactic. Show that you're not just waiting for virality or luck. Show them you've got an action you've planned to take. Your team. So the purpose of this is to build investor trust that you can pull this off. You can show your co-founder bios, logos of the past companies they've worked for or what they achieved while they were there. Show the founder market fit, like you should be able to pay like this founder is very good at this. So in our company, he's gonna be able to help us with this. If you have advisors, the better. Put them there, show their history, and use photos and keep it brief. For example, you can say our chief technology officer built X at Google, or our CEO sold Y in 2020. This helps the investor see that you have a credible team that can pull this off. And if you have weak or no team at all, just size about your hunger, your speed, and the traction that your startup has gotten. They ask. So this is where we are gonna ask about the money and how we plan to use the money, each dollar at a time. Show them that you have done your research, like maybe this expert costs this amount per month, and maybe according to the history, this is the results they've gotten for similar companies. This helps to show the investor that you're just not gonna waste their money. Like they see that, well, they know what they're talking about. They've done their research about their growth plan and the people they need to hire, what it will cost them, and what the outcome will be once they've gone through that. Well, you should tell them how much you're raising, like for example, 500K, what milestones will it unlock, and in what time, and where the funds will go, maybe the team, the product, the go-to market. For example, you can say, we're raising 500K to grow to 1,000 paying customers in 15 months. The funds will go into development, product development, and go to market. Make it specific and milestone based. What we've seen to work out better so that maybe you can ask for more funds in the future from them is, for example, if they give you money, like let's say you've raised like 100K, tell them maybe after month one or two, give a report like month one, this is what we did with your money and these were the results you got. This makes them more and more involved in your company, such that even if they see, well, you're at this stage, you're asking for more money, they'll just look at the history, and raising money maybe for the seed stage or series A or series B becomes very, very easy. That's it. It becomes very, very easy. So that's the pitch deck we used, and that's the process we used to raise 100K in 4 months.